Looking at the god shop, oh boy. As the name is divine, so are the weapons it has. Odin's spear, Gungnir, has the ability that it never misses its target. Below it, there was Nemean lion's armor. If you don't know, the Nemean lion was a creature from Greek mythology that was so strong that no mortal weapon could harm it. It was killed by Heracles, and this armor could neutralize all physical damage. You think I'm done? No. Next in line is Freya's necklace, which has the power to allow its user to travel through dimensions. And all of these things are in God's shop. Our boy was going through them. Bro can snowball his ops with no resistance. Looking further to get familiar with the store, Udamduk saw he could purchase the power of lightning that Thor possesses. Yes, Bro can decide to be Thor version 1.1. Next, he could gain Hephaestus's power of flame and become one of the greatest blacksmiths the world has ever witnessed. You will be shocked to learn that this was the unemployed person on the streets looking for a job. Next, he saw that he could purchase the power of destruction, which Ares possesses. Nah, Udamduk, at this point, is just Kratos if he is able to purchase these abilities. Even Udamduk was shocked the hell out himself, thinking that if he managed to buy these abilities, who in the world could contend with him in strength, power, or skill? Thinking of this, Bro began to visualize himself as a god in a human body, praised by fellow peasants known as S-rank hunters, who can't understand that his power comes from doing manual work for gods. For that, he had every right to be glorified by humans and collect waifus. What more can a man ask for?
Wake up to reality.
Chinjun was still in his Delulu state, not unable to wait and see the expression of the people who looked down on him. But before he could continue, he remembered that he had bills to pay and switched his number one supporter, his fan on his room. Get it? His number one fan is a fan.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket.
No, okay, let's continue. Udamduk, filled with determination, found new energy. He was ready to face his new path and tackle whatever life threw at him. But reality hits like Rise of Kingdom advertisement when Udamduk was alerted by the system, telling him to remove his broke ass out of the mythological weapons and equipment, and go and to the normal shop tab.
That one there was a violation, personally I wouldn't have it.
Damn, thanks for the reassurance system, really appreciate it. Don't thank me, but understand how broke you are right now that you are making history by your poverty state. This needs to be recorded. You are one in one, not in a million being. This broke at your state is a talent, not a circumstance.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Damn, you need to chill. I heard you that statement. You're devoured my dignity. Damn system. You supposed to help me or roast me? I'm confused. Nah, the things you were thinking of buying, like the power of destruction that belonged to Ares, cost 70,000 Thors, and you gremlin dare think you can buy them after a day's work. Sheesh. System. Then what can I buy? Said Udamduk, scrolling to the discounted section of the system. That's when he was shocked to his core, seeing he could purchase talents from the system. Udamduk was shocked to see how cheap a talent cost only 12 Thors, which he realized how weak a talent is, and realized how Thor and upper gods are powerful if their abilities cost that much.
What the heck?
Bro, hold the system panel close to his face that even his brain could get a good look. The shop also sell talents. Oh my fucking gosh, this is great news. Indeed, for gremlin disgusting trash like you, this is more than a blessing from recycling a waste like you to being not much wasteful, replied the system.
Emotional damage!
But Udamduk, know his broke-ass situation, knew that his only obstacle was not the talents, but the price of the talent. Looking at an SS-class talent, he saw it cost 12 Thors, like look at the prices, so cheap. Did they leave drunkards to ran the god shop because what are these price? Udamduk realized that even gods had a system when he discovered it in the global chat. He noticed that the gods seemed to look down upon talents. Another god, called Holy Toe, you know, the god that created the gremlins that like feet pics, said that the store needs to be updated and should not provide items unless they include things such as talents. This made Udamduk understand why talents are cheap at the shop. Who the fuck do they think they are? Those talents are not less than SS rank level and aren't normal talents. Scroll through the double S talents, looking at which will define his taste. The talent of the sword caught Udamduk's eye, and he was deeply inspired by Zoro. For that, he had to sacrifice his sense of direction. Since our protagonist was from the trenches, no talent, no ability, no brains, and no looks, his brother was nerfed badly since birth. Even the talents they call trash to him were treasures, and in which he was able to successfully purchase the talent of sword, which was a double S rank talent. Suddenly, a bright yellow glow enveloped Yu Damduk. Yu Damduk felt his body undergoing a change. Although everything looked the same and normal externally, internally he felt his senses had sharpened and his awareness was highly sensitive. Thank the gods. Finally, my weak ass has been blessed. Clenching his fist, he felt the amount of power and sense. A system sound resounded and notified Yu Damduk that, due to this being his first time purchasing something from the system, he was awarded a gift similar to the rank he had purchased. Consider this a reward to help you the poor in soul and in heart. System, you really understand how broke and in debt I am. This is so romantic, said Yu Damduk, when he realized that he had the option to choose a double SS talent as his bonus. Yu Damduk was filled with tears of joy. Okay, system, I will pick the talent of combat, said Yu Damduk, as he clicked on it. Seeing he had gained another double S's talent, Yu Damduk was overjoyed, shouting that finally he has a chance to leave the trenches and have a good life. But that's when he felt a sharp headache, and he felt he was losing balance, unable to stabilize himself. Looking ahead, he saw that everything was fading away, and slowly he was losing consciousness. When he realized he had lost the sense of feeling in his body, he fell on the floor. Trying to understand what was happening to him, he felt that his body was in pain, as if he was mutating into another being, and the pain was unbearable. System prompt told him that it was strengthening his body in order to adjust it to his talent, because he was unable to hit the gym. The system increased his lung capacity, and this Yu Damduk felt his lungs were about to burst for the increase in size, causing him to gasp for much more breath of air. But the pain didn't stop from there when the system notified Yu Damduk that he was receiving an increase in muscle strength. Yu Damduk felt he was gonna pass out due to the intense pain, despite being in the brink of passing out and gaining consciousness. 15 times, damn bro, was factory resetting and restarting 15 times. System prompt resounded, telling Yu Damduk his strengthening muscle was successfully, but Yu Damduk was too weka to hear the system prompt when he was losing consciousness. Yu Damduk heard a woman calling out his name, in which Yu Damduk realized it was his mother, whom apologized to him, saying that she was sorry for she hadn't been an incompetent mother and made him suffer. This bad memory began to flash back before Yu Damduk, which he had tried to get over the tragic past and move forward, but seems by the look he had not been able to. Shit, does inheriting talent has to hit that hard that causes me to lose consciousness? What if I gain Thor's abilities and God power? That shit gonna be having me visit Valhalla? Sadi Yu Damduk, having gained back his consciousness, found himself laying on the floor. Shit, what the fuck just happened? It felt like I was being jumped by my own body. Did I see my mom just now? Or was all that I experienced just a dream? Meanwhile, Yu Damduk was in a panic, calling out his status window. A system tab appeared, showing the name Yu Damduk, job, lowest class god, talent, talent of the sword, and talent of combat, both being SS class talents. Lowest class god, so that's why I was able to work in the dungeon, he thought. Who could have thought a talentless man like me would become a god? Life is really unfair and unexpected. Talentless? No, that's too harsh to call yourself, said the system. You were a gremlin, useless, unworthy scum that's now a lowest class god.
Damn!
Thanks, system. Had to ruin the moment, replied Yu Damduk. My phone is buzzing. Who is calling me now? It's Mom. She's calling me. He received the phone with joy on his face, about to tell his mother the good news that he had awakened. But his mother cut him off, telling him not to come to the hospital that day. Yu Damduk, listening to her terrified mother's voice, calmed himself and asked her what had happened. However, the love of a mother is boundless, and not wanting to make her child worry, she just reassured Yu Damduk to listen to her and not come near the hospital. Yu Damduk, still in confusion and not understanding why his mother wouldn't want him to come near the hospital, was about to ask another question when a voice came from the other end, asking if Yu Damduk was the guardian of Mrs. Cho Yunhui. Yes, that's me, replied Yu Damduk. But the next words from the other end told Yu Damduk that they were in a dangerous situation and couldn't tell him the details. What he needed to know was that there was a sign of a dungeon near the hospital. They had kept trying to contact him, but they couldn't reach him. This made Yu Damduk's heart beat faster, feeling the adrenaline rush through his body. The voice on the other end told Yu Damduk not to come near the hospital when they realized there was no answer from his end. Hello, sir? Yu Damduk didn't care what they told him. All that was on his mind was his mother. A lot of emotions flooded Yu Damduk's mind as he thought of his mother, calling out her name. Above the city, there was a military helicopter surveying the area, looking for the dungeon to appear. The sky was filled with thunder, showing signs that a dungeon might appear. The military soldiers were everywhere wearing grade 3 gear, highly defended and carrying firearms, indicating that the dungeon wasn't just an ordinary one. The area had the country on standstill. Even the media was there reporting on the sudden emergence of a dungeon that would appear in the middle of the city near a hospital, stating that the casualties may be higher than expected. The commander of the soldiers told the civilians to get back, as the area was now a restricted zone. We see a taxi approaching at a terrifying speed towards the commotion, and when it got some distance away, our protagonist, Yu Damduk, thanked the taxi driver. He saw the commander on top of the bus, and many people had gathered there. He could barely hear the words of the commander who was on top of the bus. Yu Damduk wondered what all the commotion was about when the system sound resounded, telling him that the combat focus had been activated. He was shocked that he could now hear the commander very clearly, who was shouting for everyone to retreat further from the area. Yu Damduk realized that not only had his hearing been enhanced, but all his senses had as well, when he noticed that his vision was gradually improving, and the commander, who was far away, began to appear closer. He realized he could see him so clearly and vividly despite the distance. "Have you heard that the government is gathering all the hunters in the country?" a voice murmured, which caught Yu Damduk's attention. Turning to see who the people talking were, Yu Damduk saw that it was 2 soldiers talking, discussing that, by the report, that the dungeon this time was going to be so dangerous, and death rates may be higher than ever before. Yu Damduk was unable to process everything, because he could hear everybody in the area clearly, and talking all at the same time. What is this skill? Why can I hear everyone so clearly, like my senses have heightened? Are this the abilities of the skill I bought earlier? This isn't the time to think I have to get into the hospital, Yu Damduk thought, as he pushed himself through the crowd. Reaching close to the commander, Yu Damduk shouted he needs to be let through because his family was there, but the commander declined, telling him that there are signs of a maze in the dungeon and can't allow him in. Hearing the dungeon had a maze, Yu Damduk mind rush, thinking that it isn't what he think it is. When the sky suddenly was filled with thunder, this caught the attention of the commander and Yu Damduk as they felt an immense pressure bearing down on them. Their natural instincts went on high alert. A lightning bolt struck the ground with great force, causing a 3-kilometer earthquake. The force from the thunderblast sent normal residents flying, but Yu Damduk stood his ground, covering his face as he struggled against the intense blast. Yu Damduk coughed weakly as he tried to get up. What the hell is going on? Why did lightning suddenly strike? The sound of electrical sparks caught Yu Damduk's attention. Looking ahead, he saw a faintly familiar structure before him. Wait, is this perhaps what I think it is? Yu Damduk muttered, cold sweat dripping down his face. As the cloud of dust cleared, the dungeon was revealed. It was indeed the Minotaur's maze. Hold on a damn minute. Why the hell did Thor deliver this abomination near my home? Yu Damduk grumbled. That fucker better have more money because it looks like I'll be working overtime as a demolition team.